Hello and welcome everybody to another episode. My name is Parker. Today we are reading out chapter 9 and 10 of Nothing Left to Lose by Shawnee VFX. I am recording a little late in the day, so this might be uploaded a little late, and I will be putting some final words at the ending to tell you guys about what I'm going to be posting tomorrow as an apology for being so late over the past week or so. I do apologize for that. I have been really busy, and I know it's summer, so I really shouldn't be busy, but I promise you I am very busy. Thank you guys all for staying so patient with me. Without further ado, this is chapters 9 and 10 of Nothing Left to Lose by Shawnee VFX. Chapter 9, Virgil's Point of View. I clicked out, I'm sorry. Because I'm using my laptop to do that, so. Because they saved my life. The three heroes all freeze, each with varying levels of confusion. Pardon? Logan asks, being the first to regain his voice. You don't have to explain if you don't want to, Patton reassures me. Not everyone with powers has a trophy life like you three. Things got pretty bad for me. Deceit and Duke, or rather, Janice and Remus took me in after they learned I had powers and basically offered me a job. I explain awkwardly, suddenly aware of all their eyes on me. And you just took it without hesitation? Roman asks, as if he wouldn't have done the exact same thing in my position. Didn't exactly have a choice, I mumble. My phone goes off in my bag, and I struggle not to audibly sigh in relief. Before I can even grab it from my bag, it floats out, glowing slightly blue. It floats over into Logan's hand, the blue aura disappearing. Apologies, Virgil, but I'd rather check your phone myself instead of risking you sending encrypted messages to your teammates, he says. Former teammates, Patton corrects, officially becoming my favorite. Of course, he says apathetically. What is your password? He asks, looking up. Even if I don't tell him, he'll probably just hack into my phone, but this is why I hang out with stupid people like Remus. 3278. Alright, you have 7 missed calls from the Duke and a dozen from Deceit. There are also a large number of texts from each, Logan reports. He adjusts so that we can read the text over his shoulders. Duke. Inks, where are you? Duke. I know Jay got pretty mad, but it's fine. Duke. Jay is about to lose his shit out here. Get home. Oh great, they miss me. Even if I did go back and Janice forgave me for punching him, I know that he'd be lying. Instead, he would just get me back by making training harder or letting Remus cook. Deceit. Inks, why are you not at the warehouse? Deceit. Where are you? Deceit. If this is because of the roof, then it's fine. Get over it. Deceit. Inks, if you don't pick up soon, I'm only going to be more pissed off. Deceit. Are you waiting for an apology? You're not 5, so get back here for training before you're in even more trouble. I'm so screwed, I mumble after reading the text. If they are dangerous as their grammar is accurate, you should be safe. Besides, you are in an apartment with 3 superpowered individuals. It is unreasonable to be scared of someone that has little chance of hurting you in your current location. I'd also like to note the reason that he commented on their grammar is because they are doing the thing where people text and don't spell words completely out, and that irritates Logan, as we all know. Oh yes, because of my fear of literal supervillains isn't warranted. Oh, you have no idea what they're capable of, I think bitterly, realizing a second too late that I said that out loud. Patton and Roman turn to me as Logan continues looking through my texts. I don't feel violated. What makes you think that? What's that supposed to mean? Roman asks, concerned. Nothing. I don't want to talk about it, I respond quickly. Point is, will you guys help me or not? Patton is quick to answer. Of course, we're heroes. We help those in danger, and I think you're definitely in danger. Sorry if that makes you feel worse. It doesn't make me feel better, but at least I'll have 3 superheroes on my side. Or at least one, since I don't think Roman and Logan really agreed. Thanks, Patton, I decided to say, realizing that I had been silent too long. Patton is about to respond when Logan speaks up. It appears that you are receiving a phone call from Deceit, he says, holding up my phone. Okay, don't panic. It's a phone. He can't attack you through a phone. Logan sets my phone down on the coffee table and answers it, gesturing for me to talk. Hey, Jan. Virgil, you better have a good explanation for not answering sooner. Your leaving totally didn't mess up the plan, so I suggest you get back here so we can talk about it. Janet interrupts. That's gonna be a slight problem, I squeak out, trying not to go completely mute. Why? He asks, barely covering his anger. Because I'd rather commit toaster bath than come back to your insane ass? Instead of saying that, I look to the other people in the room for help. Roman just makes a keep going motion. Because I'm not a new vixen now. Is that really the best lie I could come up with? Then where are you? He asks slowly. Lake Point, I respond. Might as well try to make it somewhat realistic by naming an actual town. Bonus points for it being literal hours from here. He sighs. Text me the address and we will come pick you up. And I suggest you don't make one up. Instead of answering, I wait for him to hang up. He ends the call and the heroes finally speak up. So which poor soul's address are we going to give them? Roman asks, looking up between his statements. No one's. I will simply do some research and use the address of a motel to avoid further questions from them, Logan says, going to his room. I grab my phone and put it in my pocket, sitting awkwardly as Patton and Roman stare at me. I notice he's a villain, but I never realized how bad he actually was, Patton states, looking at me sadly. Oh, yay. Pity. Try living with the guy in Remus for 3 years, I say, giving a slight laugh after in an attempt to lighten the mood. Could you just say Deceit in the Duke? Roman asks coldly. Like, what did I do to you? My anger disappears the moment I see his expression. He definitely doesn't look like a prince at the moment. Pushing someone when they're that upset only makes things worse. I should know, so I leave it alone. Sure. Alright, if you allow me to use your phone again, Virgil, I will be sending Deceit in the Duke to a hotel 6 hours from here, Logan says when he returns to the room. Here, I hand him my phone. At least 12 hours without Janice and Remus in town? Holy shit, there is a god. Chapter 10. Patton's Point of View. After all of that, I decided to start Lion King, since Disney usually makes Roman feel better. Having Remus confirmed to be the Duke only yesterday had to be hard on him, and any kind of distraction would probably be good for Virgil, as he and Logan respond to any texts from Deceit and the Duke. Plus, who doesn't like Disney? I got up to some microwave popcorn for the movie as the intro scene played. By the time Simba was presented to the entire animal kingdom, it returned with individual bowls for everyone. Everyone quickly focused on the movie after Deceit and Duke had apparently stopped texting Virgil. At least we can have a peaceful movie night without worrying about a robbery or something. Virgil seems to be doing fine, considering he's basically with strangers, and Roman's happier since he's singing along with every song like normal. A lot of people seem to forget the darker messages in these movies. Virgil speaks up during one of the more boring scenes. What darker messages? I ask, confused as to what he means. Yeah, my darling Disney is basically sunshine and rainbows, except for Tadashi's death, Roman adds, mistaking my curiosity as agreeing with him. At least the three of us can agree Tadashi didn't deserve to die in that fire. I'm gonna disappoint everyone. I don't know who Tadashi is. We're gonna move on. Virgil snorts. Really? So you agree that to become king, the best strategy is to murder your brother and blame your nephew? He asks. What? No! The lesson is that you shouldn't spend your life worrying over everything. That, and there's never a wrong time to jest and drag. And do the hula. Oh! If you guys don't know that reference, you hurt me because it is a, actual reference. Anyway. And just like that, there are now 2 Disney-obsessed adults in this apartment, Logan says, irritated. Yeah, guys, quit lying around, I say, shooting finger guns at the 2. Roman laughs, and I see Virgil hide a smirk behind his hand, while Logan just sighs. What, was that pun not perfect for the situation? I add, nudging Logan slightly. The pun may be fitting, but I'd much rather watch the movie in silent if I'm not allowed to read during it, he says bitterly. Though I could have sworn he at least smirked. Roman just shakes his head. You're not allowed to read during the movie because these are masterpieces that no one should miss out on. Logan stares Roman down, looking over the rims of his glasses. Even though we have seen this particular movie countless times, you can't not sing along to Hakuna Matata, Roman declares, the tips of his hair catching fire as his powers flare. First of all, that's a double negative, so by that logic, you can resist singing along. Second, would you mind getting control of your pyrokinesis before one of us has to grab the fire extinguisher? Logan responds, much calmer than his hot-headed teammate. It's honestly hilarious to watch these 2 argue. I'm just worried we'll have to buy another couch. That would make at least the second one we bought this year, the other one having plenty of scorch marks. I realized I had missed most of the conversation because I had been too busy staring at Logan. I'm not afraid to admit it to myself that I have a crush on him. It's just telling him that it's my problem. He'd never feel the same. I mean, the guy's shown so little interest in anyone that I'm convinced he may be aromatic. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it if he is. It would just suck for me. He's always shown so little emotion, and love has to be the least common. Just my luck. And I apologize. Roman's point of view. How dare Logan insult Disney's honor, and in the middle of a movie, no less. Patton was too busy staring at him to help me out, and Virgil was trying not to choke on popcorn. I don't know how Patton and Logan have already gotten used to calling him by his name. We've known it since he was arrested, but thinking one of your sworn enemies as a human with a name can make things pretty complicated when your goal is to condemn them to a life in prison. I'm sure I'll get used to it eventually, but I won't have to. It turns out he is just a villain. The explanation would just be easier than accepting that not all villains are bad people. I've practically grown up with the idea that there are bad people and good people, not both. And having that ideal messed up practically turns my whole world upside down. I've been wrong about people before, and I can't let myself trust Virgil, because it appears as though Deceit and Duke are the bad guys. Hey, I don't have to remind myself not to call him anxiety. That's progress. Anyway, I turn my focus back to the movies since I can always think about this later. It would simply be a crime to miss out on a classic such as The Lion King. The credits roll and I clap politely, even if the creators of the movie aren't there. Patton collects our empty bowls of popcorn and put it in the dishwasher, and I head to my room to get some work done. Just because we had a new roommate doesn't mean my boss won't want me to have the recordings done. At least I get most of my work from home as a voice actor, but I do have to have my walls covered in soundproof film. So all of the Disney posters I brought with me when I moved in are sitting unused in my closet. or are hung up in some other room of the apartment. I grabbed the script for Vexed, where I voiced the football player who was the main character's love interest. The show itself was pretty cheesy and cliche, but surprisingly well done in my opinion. I recorded several variations of the lines, not wanting to have to redo them later. Once I checked the time, I see it's been a few hours, and I had gotten through a couple more scripts. Deciding it's time to venture outside of my room, I head back to the main area. Patton is busy making dinner, Virgil is watching him, and Logan is nowhere to be found. He's probably off in his own room working on something. Patton eventually notices my presence when he turns around to set something down on the opposite counter. "Oh, hey, Roman." "Hey, Vajay," I respond, grabbing myself a cup to fill with water. My voice came out a bit more strained, which was understandable after hours of basically talking to myself. Before I can think about how crazy that actually sounds, an iPhone ringtone starts playing. Oh my gosh, ow. For those of you who don't know, I am underage, so I'm in summer camp at the moment, which means I'm essentially spending all day doing summer camp, and then I've got to do recording. So I do have other things that I'm doing throughout the day. I spend a lot of my week with my girlfriend, and then this Friday I'm gonna be busy, but that's fine as well, I guess. So there is a lot to my schedule, and I eventually will post a video just explaining everything. I do write my own stuff, so with that being said, and I know I need to make up for the fact that, I posted late twice in a row, and I tried so hard to get, a makeup for it, last week, but then I ended up posting that one late, and I just feel like that doesn't count. So instead, I'm going to read you my semi-well written, because I have a large grammar and vocabulary, my semi-well written story, Anxiety and the Theater. It'll be out tomorrow, so I have to record it today, and I thank you guys so much for being patient with me. I know it's not easy, and I know there are a lot of other things that you would much rather be doing than waiting on a late video. Thank you so much for your patience. And I will eventually find a name for you guys. I'll actually, maybe in my Anxiety in the Theater, do one. And yeah, you'll know what that is. It's my longest story I've written in a very long time. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys next week, or actually tomorrow.